Welcome back to Tell Me More Stories Told This podcast, where we like to dive deep into a world of fascinating topics.
And today we're going on an adventure
Ooh, an adventure.
to uncover the secrets of those black and white squares.
You know the ones.
Yeah, those ubiquitous squares.
They're everywhere.
They're everywhere, right? QR codes.
You see them everywhere these days.
It's true. I mean, from restaurant menus to museums.
Even on fruit.
Yeah, even on the little stickers you peel off your apples and oranges at the grocery store.
I know. It's like we kind of take them for granted.
We do.
But, have you ever wondered how they work?
Yeah, how do these little squares actually work?
What's in them? What kind of information?
Yeah, and where do they even come from?
Yeah, okay. So let's unpack this QR code mystery.
Okay, let's do it.
So to start, can you give us a simple explanation
Sure.
of what a QR code is and how it works?
Okay.
I mean, I know they're like barcodes, but on steroids or something.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Right.
A QR code stands for Quick Response Code.
Oh, quick response. Okay.
And it's essentially a two-dimensional barcode,
Two-dimensional.
unlike the traditional
The
barcode.
ones you see on
Yeah, at the grocery store when they scan your cereal.
they're only horizontal.
Exactly. Those only store information horizontally.
Okay.
But a QR code uses this matrix of black and white squares.
Like a grid.
Yeah, like a grid to store data both horizontally and vertically.
So it's way more information.
Way more information. That's why it can hold things like website, URLs, contact details,
Wow.
even entire paragraphs of text.
All in that tiny little square. That's pretty impressive.
It is pretty impressive.
So how does my phone know what all those squares mean?
How does it read it?
Yeah.
So it comes down to pattern recognition.
Pattern recognition.
QR codes have those specific markers.
You mean the big squares?
Yeah, the larger squares you see in 3 of the corners
Right.
that help a scanner.
My phone camera.
Exactly like your phone camera.
Okay.
To identify the code and orient the code.
So it knows how to read it.
Exactly. So then the scanner decodes the arrangement of all the remaining black and white modules to extract the information.
So it's like a secret language.
It is like a secret language.
Our phones learn to speak.
Exactly.
I love it.
And there's even a built-in safety net.
Ooh, tell me more.
They use something called Reed-Solomon error correction.
That's a mouthful.
It is a mouthful, but what it means is that it allows those codes to be scanned even if they're partially damaged.
Wow, so they can be scratched or faded?
Exactly.
So they'll work? Yep.
It's like a puzzle where you can still see the whole picture even if a few pieces are missing.
That's really clever.
It is.
I've always wondered how that worked.
I know, I did too.
How can they be all messed up but still scan?
Right.
But now makes sense.
No, we know.
So we know how they work,
Uh-huh.
but where do they come from?
Ooh, the origin story.
Yeah, did someone just wake up one day?
And be like, I've got a great idea.
Let's invent a super-powered barcode.
Well, believe it or not, the origin story of the QR code is far from glamorous.
Okay.
It was invented back in 1994 by a Japanese company called Denso Wave.
Denso Wave.
Uh-huh. And its initial purpose was for tracking automobile parts in factories.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
So they weren't even meant for smartphones or anything?
No, nothing to do with smartphones or sharing memes.
So they started on a factory floor?
They did.
Tracking car parts?
Nah.
That's amazing.
And you might be surprised to learn
Tell me more.
that the design of the QR code was actually inspired by the Go board.
The what?
The Go board.
Go board?
It's a strategic board game popular in Japan.
Okay.
And the arrangement of those black and white squares was influenced by the patterns of the game pieces on the board.
I love that.
Isn't that interesting?
Those unexpected connections.
No, it's really cool.
It just goes to show you, inspiration.
Can come from anywhere.
You never know where it's going to come from.
Right.
So, okay, we started with car parts,
Uh-huh.
but now they're everywhere.
They are. How did that happen?
Yeah. How do we from there to here?
So the turning point came with the rise of smartphones.
Okay, smartphones.
As smartphones became more ubiquitous and equipped with cameras.
Everybody had a camera.
Exactly. People started realizing the potential of QR codes for sharing information quickly and easily.
It's like they were just waiting.
They were wailing in the wings.
For the right technology.
Yeah, for their moment.
To unlock their full potential.
Exactly.
And unlock. They did.
They did.
They're everywhere.
I know we use them for everything these days, from mobile payments.
Oh, yeah, in China.
Yeah, hugely popular in China and India.
Yeah.
Marketing campaigns.
Yeah.
Accessing Wi-Fi networks.
Use them for that all the time.
Right. Even ordering food.
I love that.
So convenient.
It's amazing.
It is.
This simple invention.
I know, from a very specific purpose.
Car parts.
Car parts.
Now they're everywhere.
It's really amazing.
It really is. And if you're enjoying this deep dive into the world of QR codes, don't forget to hit that subscribe button
Subscribe.
so you won't miss any of the other fascinating stories
We have so many more stories.
we share here on Tell Me More.
And now that we've explored the origins and the basic mechanics of QR codes,
Right. The basics?
let's take a closer look at some of the amazing ways they're being used in the real world.
Let's get into it.
You might be surprised by just how versatile these little squares can be.
I'm ready to be surprised.
Okay, let's do it. So, when we were talking about QR codes being used for just about everything, I was thinking about this article I read
Okay.
about QR codes being used on gravestones.
Wait, what?
QR codes on gravestones.
That sounds a bit strange.
It might seem unusual at first,
Yeah.
but when you think about it, it actually makes a lot of sense.
Okay.
So in Japan,
Uh-huh.
a stonemason has been engraving QR codes on gravestones.
Okay.
And when you scan the code,
Yeah.
it takes you to a digital memorial page for the deceased.
Oh, wow. That's actually really beautiful.
Yeah.
It's like bridging the gap between the physical and digital world.
Right.
Allowing people to connect with the memory of their loved ones
Exactly.
in a whole new way.
And it's not just limited to basic information and photos.
Really?
Some of these digital memorials include videos, audio recordings,
Wow.
even interactive family trees.
That's amazing.
It's a way to keep the stories and memories of those who have passed away
Yeah.
alive in a way that traditional gravestones just can't.
That's a really touching example
It is.
of how QR codes can be used in unexpected and meaningful ways.
Yeah.
It shows how something that started out as a simple tool for tracking car parts can evolve to have a real emotional impact.
It's a testament to human creativity and our ability to adapt technology to meet our needs, both practical and emotional.
I like that.
But while we're on the topic of unexpected uses,
Okay.
did you know that the Philippines National Bureau of Investigation,
The what?
the Philippines National Bureau of Investigation,
Okay.
is using QR codes on their clearances?
That's interesting. I wouldn't have thought of using them for that.
Right, in a government setting.
Yeah. How does that work?
So by incorporating a QR code on the clearance,
Okay.
authorities can quickly verify its authenticity
Okay.
and access the associated information electronically.
So it's more secure.
Much more secure and efficient way to manage these important documents.
It's like having a digital fingerprint right on the document.
Precisely. That's really cool.
And speaking of security and efficiency, let's not forget how QR codes have revolutionized the restaurant industry.
Oh, yeah.
Those QR code menus we see everywhere these days.
I love those.
Right.
They're so convenient.
Especially during the pandemic.
Yeah, no more bulky menus to handle.
Exactly.
Or germ-laden menus.
Right, and it's not just about hygiene and convenience.
Yeah, okay.
QR code menus give restaurants the flexibility to update their offerings in real time.
Oh, that makes sense.
Adjust prices, even offer daily specials, all without having to reprint a single menu. So they can just change it on their website.
Exactly.
And it updates.
Boom, updated menu.
I love that.
Plus, I've noticed that some restaurants are even using QR codes for payment processing.
Yeah, I've seen that too.
So you can settle your bill right from your phone.
It's so easy.
So easy. It streamlines the whole dining experience and gives customers more control.
Absolutely.
And here's a fun fact for our listeners.
Ooh, a fun fact.
Did you know that QR codes are free to use? Denso Wave, the company that invented the QR code, owns the patents,
Okay.
but they've waived many of their rights to encourage widespread adoption.
So anyone can create and use QR codes.
Pretty much as long as you stick to the established standards, you're good to go.
That's amazing. It's like they've democratized access to this powerful technology.
They have. It's one of the reasons QR codes have become so ubiquitous. They're accessible to everyone.
From individuals to big corporations.
Exactly.
That's really cool. But of course, like any powerful tool, there's always potential for misuse.
That's an important point to bring up.
Right.
While QR codes offer a world of possibilities, they also come with certain risks that we need to be aware of.
Okay.
Malicious QR codes designed with harmful intent could be used to exploit security vulnerabilities in our devices.
You mean like scanning a QR code could actually put my personal information at risk?
Unfortunately, it's a possibility malicious QR codes could direct you to dangerous websites that attempt to steal your password's financial data.
Oh, no.
Or even infect your device with malware.
Okay, now I'm getting a little nervous.
It's understandable.
It makes you think twice before scanning any random QR code.
You're absolutely right to be cautious. It's just like clicking on suspicious links in emails or downloading files from untrusted sources.
Right.
You need to be just as careful with QR codes.
So how can we stay safe in this wild west of QR codes?
That's a great question. The good news is there are several simple steps you can take to minimize your risk.
Okay, I'm listening.
First and foremost, only scan QR codes from trusted sources.
Okay.
Think about it. Would a reputable company or organization really put a QR code on a random lamppost?
Probably not.
Or in a public bathroom?
Yeah,
No.
probably not.
Okay, so be wary of QR codes that seem out of place.
Exactly. And if something seems off, don't scan it.
Got it.
It's always better to err on the side of caution.
Okay, noted. But what about the QR code scanner itself?
Good question.
Is there anything we can do to boost our security there?
Definitely choose a QR code scanner app that has built-in security features.
Okay.
Some apps will alert you if a QR code is trying to open a potentially malicious website
Oh, that's good.
or download a suspicious file.
So it's like having a digital bodyguard. built in.
Exactly. Scanning for threats before they can do any damage.
I like that.
And always pay attention to the website or app that the QR code is trying to open.
Right.
Does the URL look legitimate?
Okay.
Does the app request access to sensitive permissions on your phone?
Yeah. Good point. If something doesn't feel right, trust your instincts and back away from the scam.
Great advice. It's amazing how something as simple as a QR code
I know.
can have both incredible benefits and potential risks.
It really is the double-edged sword of technology, isn't it?
It is.
It's up to us to use it wisely and responsibly.
Well said. We've explored the origins, the mechanics, the applications, and even the dark side of QR codes in this deep dive.
We have.
What's fascinating to me is that QR codes seem to be both a product of the past
Yeah.
and a glimpse into the future.
That is a really interesting point.
What do you think the future holds for these little black and white squares?
That's a great question, and one that a lot of people are pondering right now. It's a great question, and one that a lot of people are pondering right now. On the one hand, QR codes have a lot going for them. They're simple, versatile, and cost-effective, and as technology keeps advancing, we can expect to see even more creative and sophisticated uses for them.
Yeah, I can imagine them being used for even more interactive experiences. Like imagine scanning a QR code on a product and having a virtual assistant pop up to answer your questions or give you personalized recommendations.
Exactly. Or picture this. You're walking through a museum and you scan a QR code next to a painting.
Okay.
And suddenly you're immersed in an augmented reality experience that brings the artwork to life, showing you hidden details or telling you the story behind its creation.
That would be incredible. It's like taking a step right into the painting itself.
Right.
But what about the competition? Are there any other technologies out there that could potentially replace QR codes?
There are always new contenders emerging.
Uh-huh.
One that comes to mind is near-field communication, or NFC.
NFC.
It allows for wireless data transfer between devices that are in close proximity. Some see it as a more seamless and secure alternative to QR codes for things like mobile payments or sharing contact information.
So it's like a little tap-and-go dance between devices, no scanning required.
Precisely. But NFC has its limitations, too. It requires specialized hardware, and the range is much shorter than QR codes, which can be scanned from a distance.
So it's a bit like a race between a marathon runner, the QR code, and a sprinter, NFC. Each has its strengths and weaknesses.
I like that analogy. Ultimately, the future of these technologies likely lies in a combination of approaches. We may see QR codes and NFC coexisting, complementing each other, each being used for specific applications where their unique strengths shine.
It's all about finding the right tool for the job, just like in any other field. Well, we've covered a lot of ground in this deep dive into the world of QR codes.
We have.
From their humble beginnings on a Japanese factory floor to their potential to revolutionize the way we interact with the world around us.
It's been a fascinating journey. It really highlights the power of human ingenuity to create simple solutions that can have such a profound impact on our lives.
We've given you the facts, the history, and a glimpse into the future of QR codes.
Hopefully, we've given you something to think about.
Now it's your turn to ponder the bigger picture. Are QR codes a force for good? Something to be wary of, or, like most technologies, a bit of both?
We'd love to hear your thoughts.
Keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep scanning those codes.
Yes.
But always remember to do so safely and responsibly.
That's right.
That's a wrap for this deep dive into the fascinating world of QR codes. We hope you enjoyed the journey as much as we did.
And until next time, keep those minds curious and stay tuned for more Stories Told Us podcasts right here on Tell Me More.